Hello there, and a very good Friday afternoon to you. Welcome along. It is Friday, August the 22nd now. You won't feel it till Christmas. In fact, Christmas has already arrived in some places. At the Brown Thomas stores, they opened up their Christmas outlets this week. Yes, they did. The stores in Dublin, Cork, Limerick. The shops are open for business for Christmas stuff, festive cheer and the like. And they're hiring about 350,000 people across... 350 people, rather. Not 350,000 people. 350 people across all departments for the Christmas shops, don't you understand? And one Aldi store, Aldi, Little and Aldi, one of the stores have unveiled their Christmas chocolates already. Stacks and heaps and piles of roses and Quality Street, Heroes, all of that stuff, don't you know? It's at an undisclosed location, but somebody shared it on social media. We haven't even had Halloween. Summer's not even over yet. And the candies are in the store. In the store already. Well, not here nice, friends. Welcome along. Come on in. This is the Irish Daily Crack. We are live here, as we usually are, most days, 3 to 4, on Global Irish Radio, the Irish Diaspora Station. It's Friday. That's all you need to know. And you made it. So how's about that? Welcome along. We hope you're well on this lovely Friday. And it's a big day here in this country for a lot of youngsters, a lot of Irish youngsters. 65,000 students here in the country receiving their Leaving Cert results today. So that's a big, big day. Remember back the intrepidation, the sleepless nights, all leading up to this day and the results. And in fact, I see, looking at one of the papers today, and there'll be lots of stories of individual students on our news tonight. Some will be happy, some will be sad, of course, but 10 students at a Cork Christian Brothers College received the maximum 625 points. So how's about that? Look what happens when the Christian Brothers apply themselves and they teach the curriculum and don't beat the hell out of the children. They get some pretty good results. So how's about that? Congratulations all involved there. And congratulations to all the youngsters receiving results today. As you said, there'll be mixed emotions. Happiness, disappointment, jubilation, devastation. But in all instances, life will go on. And of course, as you know, a set of results is no match for drive, ambition, self-belief or determination, success or anything like that. And when you get your results, whatever they are, you just, if life throws you lemons, well, you make lemonade. You dance according to the music and you adapt your plan accordingly. And looking at extra.ie, the online site today, they have 5 Irish stars that never even sat the Leaving Cert results or the Leaving Cert exams. They've done pretty all right for themselves. Colin Farrell never took the Leaving Cert. Neither did Niall Horan. He left school at 16 years old, went off to join X Factor and become a star, which she did. Amanda Brunker, a journalist, an actor. She was Miss Ireland. She's crowned Miss Ireland at age 17. Never took the Leaving Cert. She's a very successful columnist now in the Sunday World, I think it is. And Bill Cullen, the Apprentice star, very successful entrepreneur, but was the face of The Apprentice here in this country for many years. He left school at the young age of 13 to sell fruit at a stall in Dublin. So, and I met Bill Cullen out in Chicago. He wrote a book as well. I think it was called Penny Apples or something of that nature. I forget what the name of the book was. But went on to be obviously very, very successful in business and also being the face of The Apprentice as well. So, yeah, he didn't need good Leaving Cert results. He didn't need any Leaving Cert result. As I say, he left at 13. So, for some people, it's the be-all and end-all of everything, and they need academic results to progress in life. Others, I always say a degree from the College of Street Smarts is far more important than academia. But anyway, and Ronan Keating, another gentleman who never sat the Leaving Cert either. He went off to become famous in the music world as well. So a few examples of people who never even took the Leaving Cert, and their lives, well, went on and quite successfully at that. And of course, the next phase now, after all the drinking is done, the next phase is the college places. They'll go out next Wednesday, I think it is. And it says 65,000 sat the Leaving Cert results. And I think the applications for college places have never been higher. So there'll be a lot of wheeling and dealing and trading and stuff like that goes on. Do you get your first place offer? No, you mightn't, but you might get it second time round. So hang in the race, and it ain't over till the fat lady sings, as Margaret always says around here. So there you go, that's the Leaving Cert results, and out today, this Friday. So it's a big day, and we wish all of the students well. Most of them opening up the envelopes around about maybe 10 a.m. this morning or something like that. And we'll be watching their stories. There'll be tears of joy and tears of happiness. We'll be seeing them, I suppose they'll be featured on the 6-1 News tonight as well. It's always a big day here in Ireland when those results, because so much counts on the Leaving Cert, and people, the rest of your life is determined oftentimes by your success in the Leaving Cert result, depending on your perspective, of course. Some people, one fella, I was looking at one Cork entrepreneur, I forget his name now and I forget what business he's in, but he threw his Leaving Cert results down the toilet when he got them. But he went on to huge success. So there you go. It's all about mindset, isn't it? And determination and those things, rather than a set of grades, I always think. Welcome along, friends. It is Global Irish Radio, and it is a cloudy and dry day here in the west of Ireland. We are live from just outside Castlebar in County Mayo. We are the Irish Diaspora Station. This is the Daily Crack, and you can check out all previous episodes at thedailycrack.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Not much in the way of the sunshine today, but that's okay. As you say, it's dry, and there are little bursts of it from time to time. It looks like more of the same over the course of the weekend. So temperatures in the high teens, about 18 or 19 degrees, maybe even 20 in some places. But there'll be lots of cloud cover. We might see a little bit of the sun on Monday if we're lucky. Last night, quite a chilly night, I have to say. Went out and it was a starry night, yes. And a great night for stargazing, which is what we did for a little while. And I saw the most amazing shooting star right across half the sky. It was like a piece of Tipex or Wipeout right across the sky. It was amazing, spectacular. Normally you'd see one and it'd be gone before you even noticed it. That was a big one. So, of course, I had to drag Margaret out to see it, or to see one, because the Perside showers have been happening, and we're coming to the end of that now. Last week when we went out ready to see what was happening, it wasn't the clouds were all over them. You couldn't see a damn thing. Last night when we weren't expecting it, what do you know? The sky is crystal clear and beautiful night, and so many beautiful stars up there. And I don't think Margaret actually seen one, but she pretended she did just to get back inside. But we love stargazing, and especially when there is success involved. And last night, for one of us at least, we got to see an amazing shooting star. As you say, I would think part of the Perside showers, which is coming to an end, I think, on August 24th, isn't it? Everything's coming to an end. The summer's coming to an end. And Met Éireann, our National Weather Service here, they have an eye on Hurricane Éireann. Hurricane Éireann is currently a Category 2 hurricane, I think, or it's a tropical storm at least off the east coast of the United States. But the remnants of Éireann, Hurricane Éireann, or whatever you want to call her, she'll be impacting Irish weather towards the end of the weekend, maybe Monday or Tuesday. And Met Éireann is there, they're keeping an eye on that. Could bring heavy winds and heavy rains and strong winds, I suppose you should say. And as you know, it's currently off the coast of the United States, but it will not quite possibly impact our weather here. It's not expected to cross across Ireland. It's going to brush close by, if you know what I mean. And with that, the outer limits of it will bring rain and wind to us, which we're no stranger to. We can handle that. It's going to go off, it's going to veer off then to the north. But it will have an impact on our weather, not necessarily a severe one. So that's what they're watching in terms of the weather. But for the weekend and right up until Monday, you can expect nice weather, warm, dry, cloudy. And if you're lucky, you'll see the sun in some parts. And looking ahead in the 10-day forecast, because Electric Picnic takes place not this weekend, but the following weekend. And the outlook there is now saying, well, the Friday could be rather wet and muddy. So, by the time people get there on Saturday, it's going to be like muddy. So definitely you'll need the wellies and the raincoats and the brollies and everything else. It's going to be a mud fest. But the heaviest of the rain is expected, I think, there on the Friday night. So people going to Stradvalley and lovely Laois can expect wet weather. Wet weather on the Friday night. I sound like Donald Trump. Big water, wet water. And so there you go. But the rest of the weekend, of course, it's 10 days out. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Hurricane Éireann could change the course and just come in and just beat the crap out of us. We don't know. But the outlook, this 10-day outlook, as it stands today, suggests it'll be fairly decent for the Electric Picnic, which is a huge... I sound like Trump again. A huge event in Laois, and sprawling grounds, lots of mud, lots of places for your wellies and stuff like that. Lots of people bring their tents and stuff like that, and then sadly they don't bring them home with them because they'll be so destroyed after all the rain and the mud and the elements that they just leave them behind. And it's a big problem, I think, for the folks they're the organisers. But anyway, that's the Electric Picnic, and it's coming up, and it's so much more than a music festival, and we talked about it a few times here, haven't we, over the past few weeks, the fact that there'll be all kinds of, there's about 6 different stages, but they have like podcasters, they have authors, they have poets, they have obviously a lot of musicians, a lot of good ones, the likes of Hosier and big names on the big stages, and it's all happening next weekend, and lots to do there, and there's a special emphasis on the Irish language this year as well, so that's something we talked about in the programme, I know, last week. But yeah, there you go. The weather won't be, it'll be wet, but it won't be, it'll be, the best of weather will be later in the weekend by the looks of it. And as we said, watch out for that bad influencer who is making the rounds trying to flog off tickets. She's in trouble with An Garda Síochána because apparently flogging off one set of tickets but sold them to many people. Making a lot of money for herself in the process. So, as we said yesterday, a bad influencer. Defollow her immediately. And watch out for scams, because there's always scams. As I say, not just for Oasis concerts, it's for every and any event possible. And they will be out in force, no doubt, for Stradbally as well. And the Electric Picnic, but it's a wonderful time of the year. And it kind of marks the end of the summer. Speaking of the end of the summer, RTE have unveiled their new season schedule. We'll talk a little bit about that in a while. Save that one for you. And Ireland, yes, is currently, as you know, we weren't here all week. We were missing on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. We have a note because we were down with the dreaded COVID, as we were telling you. And reading in the papers today that Ireland is facing a surge in COVID linked. It's COVID that's linked to this latest variant, this new variant, and it's fast spreading. This new variant is called XFG. But it's also called Stratus, and it is the main driver of these new infections across the country. And lots of the latest figures from Ireland's Health Protection Service. Remember the time when they used to do the numbers every day with the latest infections and stuff like that? Well, the Health Protection Surveillance Centre, they're still there and stuff like that. And the latest figures from, as I say, Ireland's Health Protection Surveillance Centre shows the variant's share of confirmed cases has skyrocketed from 33% 6 weeks ago to 87.5% this week, meaning this new variant accounts for nearly every confirmed COVID case in the country. So we did say it's fast spreading and virtually hitting all counties and stuff like that. The number of infections up significantly. And one of the things to watch out for is the raspy voice is one of the things that's a distinguishing feature of this particular variant. But anyway, it's a nasty old dose. That's all you need to know, and be aware and practice good hygiene and sanitizing and stuff like that if you're out and about, because a lot of the places or the things that you interface or interact with on a daily basis present danger. And we were telling you about the baskets and the shopping trolleys and stuff like that in Tesco. They harbour bacteria, they harbour germs, and oftentimes there's more germs in these things or on these things than a petri dish. So watch out for that. As I say, the World Health Organization has flagged Stratus as a variant. It's a variant under monitoring, so they're monitoring it, warning that while it may not cause severe illness, it appears to spread faster, which is apparent in Ireland's latest figures. Yes, it is. So the numbers are up quite significantly, a huge jump in recent times. Of course, there's been a lot of public gatherings and stuff like that in terms of the Flackhole. There was a huge outbreak there, I imagine. Maybe even at the Oasis concert last week, a lot of people are suffering now. But wherever there's large numbers of people, of course, the risk of transmission and stuff like that, particularly with this variant, that obviously it increases as well. So be on the watch out for that. It's such a shame that the supermarkets and places like that removed their sanitizing stations on the entry to the stores, because just because the pandemic's over, I mean, there's always respiratory illnesses and flus and viruses and the common cold that that you're exposed to, and you can cut it down. Remember when the pandemic was happening? Virtually nobody got the common cold or the flu because hygiene was so good. There was social distancing and everybody was washing their hands in that sanitizing stuff every hour of the day, and really cut down on other things. Of course, COVID was airborne, so a little bit harder to contain it in that way. But if we had maintained the sanitizing infrastructure that we had put in place for COVID, then we would cut down significantly on all of the subsequent infections from other bugs and germs and stuff like that, and keep a lot of people out of hospitals and reduce the severity of flu season, I would think. But there you go, we didn't do it, we let it go. In fact, Tesco still have their sanitizer bottle at the station, but there hasn't been any sanitizer in that for a long, long time. So bring your own with you. And if you haven't been listening over the past few weeks, going through the airport is one of the most dangerous places in the world in terms of your exposure to bacteria, and those boxes, those containers where you put your goods when you empty your pockets, your keys, and put your shoes, your laptop to go through security. Those things are never cleaned, and recent studies found that they are absolutely filthy with bacteria. I'm becoming a germaphobe. Now, what have we got for you today, friends? studio@gir.ie if you ever feel the need to get in touch with us. It is Friday. We're a happy bunch here in this country. Looking forward to a great weekend. Lots, of course, happening, and the weather is nice as well. By the way, the last week it was Oasis in Croke Park. This week is Robbie Williams, so a lot of people are going up for that concert. There's always Robbie's puts on a great show. I'd rather go see Robbie Williams any day over Oasis, but there you go, each to his own. And by the way, the house where the Oasis brothers, Liam and Noel Gallagher, spend most of their childhood summers, it's on the market right here in Mayo. Overpriced, much like every other house in this country, but it's on the market. It's a nice little cottage and has been nicely restored. Looks very nice, actually. Very, very quaint. It's outside Ballina here in County Mayo, and you can view it obviously on daft.ie. That's where it's property porn, basically. You can browse through all the properties that's for sale anywhere in the country if you're interested in buying or selling. But that property is on the market now, and it's a beautifully restored little cottage. It's hitting the market at $350,000, and they're expecting that could attract, much like the Pope's house did in Chicago, it could attract a fair amount of international attention as well because of the history. History equals euros. So anyway, as I said, it's out of Ballina. It's a nice little property. We're checking out just out of curiosity. We're not suggesting that you go down there and buy it or anything like that. But, if you're an Oasis fan and you're suffering from those post-Oasis blues that we talked about at the programme yesterday, one clinical psychologist saying that probably lots of people, as many as, well, not quite 170,000 people, but a lot of people, having spent so much time looking forward to Oasis last week, are coming down with the post-Oasis blues and the reality that the concerts are over and they might never see them again. But anyway, that's a very doom and gloom scenario. So anyway, that's the Oasis, the brothers, and the house that's on the market here, right here in lovely County Mayo. The acting ICE director, Todd Lyons is his name, and he said the federal agency will flood the zone in Boston after the mayor there, Michelle Wu, fired back at President Trump's administration over the city's sanctuary policies. Now, I was listening to Morning Ireland had a piece on this on the radio earlier today, and they were talking to various people in different cities in the US in terms of its impact on the Irish in the United States. And while they're not specifically going after the Irish, we know that Boston is probably the most Irish city in the United States. And while they're not specifically going after the Irish people will be caught up in this flooding of the zone by immigration agents in Boston. And I was listening to an attorney there saying quite as much, and you know, you don't get much warning, and a lot of Irish people are afraid to go in some instances. I was listening to Father Boland out of Chicago saying a lot of people are avoiding cultural events and stuff like that because of the fear of being picked up if their affairs are not in order. And as this attorney was saying in Boston, you know, they don't show up at your door with search warrants or anything like that. They're usually lay in wait, in hiding. They're masked up basically like the IRA used to in the old days, balaclavas and stuff like that, and they lie in wait, and you might be walking to your car and they'll just say, hey, Michael, come over here. And then they arrest you, put you in the back of the car, and they take you off. You're in a detention centre and you work your way through the the deportation process. So a lot of people, a lot of Irish, I imagine, will be on edge in that city this weekend. As you say, there's a bit of a war of words going on between the mayor and the Trump administration, culminating in the acting director of ICE there, Todd Lyons, saying that they're going to target the city, they're going to flood the zone, they're going to clamp down on illegal immigration in that city. So scary time for people that are out of status or undocumented in the United States. And I was listening to one of the so-called experts or the leaders in the Trump administration saying that if you go back to your country and come back the legal way, you might be let in. Obviously, she doesn't know a whole lot about her own immigration system, because there is no legal way in for many of the Irish these days. There isn't a process or a mechanism by which you can go to America legally. So there is no line to get to the back of. That's worth bearing in mind. The only way to go there these days is on a highly specialised work visa, which are few and far between. The entire allocation is gone within a week or two of the first month of the year. And the other way is the J1 visas and stuff, which are short-term visas and, don't need to green card status or anything like that. The other way is just to marry a US citizen. So in terms of an official line or getting back to a line, getting back to the end of the line, there is no line to go back to until they reform immigration in that country. So sadly, it impacts a lot of Irish people, and a lot of Irish people got there way back, many years ago, a long time ago, before things changed and before 9/11 happened and before they cracked down on things, and they found themselves in limbo, and they set themselves up with lives in America and families there and businesses, and it's they're in a difficult situation. What really should happen, I think, is some kind of meaningful, comprehensive, humane immigration reform that tackles the elephant in the room, all those people that have been there for years and years and years and have no status, and then crack down. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. But it's a big talking point this weekend. GlobalIrishRadio.com or GIR.ie. We make stops all around the world this weekend as part of our program schedule. Yes, we do. We'll be stopping off in Chicago, Boston, Toronto, New York, and Sydney, Australia later on tonight as well. So that's all coming your way over the course of the weekend here on Global Irish Radio, the Irish diaspora station. A big weekend here in Dublin as well for Americans coming to this country, because it's the college football weekend, isn't it? The Aer Lingus Classic. Aer Lingus are the main sponsors now, and I'm sure they do well out of it, because about 20,000 Americans descend on the city. And who is playing? Do we know who's playing? I think it's Kansas State and Iowa State. They'll be at the Viva Stadium. And it's week 0 of college football season. So not the most consequential sporting event of the year by any standards, but a very nice spectacle and a very nice atmosphere and a good time. And I think due to technical issues last year, they weren't able to charge for the drink. Something broke down and they had to give the drink away free. So that's something you can only dream of happening, and it only happens once, won't happen again. But there you go. Welcome to all the Americans flying into Dublin and to the Aviva Stadium for the college football this weekend. It's getting bigger and bigger every year, and it's a big deal for the local economy there and for tourism in Dublin as well. So it's a wonderful tradition, and I think it all started off. It's a fairly recent thing. The first time they had a college team here, I think it was Notre Dame, and someone remarked that they'd never seen so many private jets in Dublin Airport in all their lives as that weekend, because of course Notre Dame would be a very wealthy college, a very wealthy folk, and they'd all have their own private jets coming in for those games. But anyway, it's a big weekend, and a lot of money gets spent, and it's great for tourism, and a lot of people come and visit Dublin for the very first time, and it's a great way to start off the college season, particularly for Kansas State and Iowa State this year, so we wish them both well. It's August the 22nd, friends, and that reminds us that it is the anniversary of Michael Collins. It is the anniversary of the death at the ambush at Bale-na-Blaw, the Battle of Bale-na-Blaw. This is the day back in 1922, and in that spot stands a memorial. A pillar marks the spot, and Yeah, and a statue of the great man, and it's worth checking out if you ever find yourself in Cork. It's an area that's steeped in history and very much preserved to this day. So that's the anniversary of the Battle of Ballinablaw, where Michael Collins lost his life all those years ago, back in 1922. So remember that on this day. GlobalIrishRadio.com or GIR.ie, streaming on as many as 25 digital platforms. We're on Alexa, we're on the Global Irish Radio app as well. We are the Irish Diaspora Station. Take us with you wherever you go. We're going to start out with brand new music. It's a Friday, so we usually do. And this one comes from Michael English. Keep in with the girls from Clare. That's what he says. That's what the man says.
When I was young and in my prime, my father often told me, don't wait around for life to start. Go off and chase it boldly. You'll find some hearts are kind and true, and others best beware. But you'll never go astray if you keep in with the girls from Clare. Ah, keep in with the girls from Clare and dance them if you're able. They'll reel you in with every step and charm you at the table. For many a man was snared and many a man was grateful. So whatever else you do in life, keep in with the girls from Clare. So I travelled west and met a girl who danced me through the raindrops. And then we hit for Spanish Point, where trad poured through the rooftops. She spun me round with starry eyes and flowers in her hair, and whispered as she slipped away, keep in with the girls from Clare. Ah, keep in with the girls from Clare and dance them if you're able. They'll reel you in with every step and charm you at the table. For many a man was snared and many a man was grateful. So whatever else you do in life, keep in with the girls from Clare. I spied a man down in Seville who danced a senorita, and when he finished dancing her, I walked straight up to meet her. She asked me if I ever heard of a place called Milltown Malmö. She said her father came from there and she hoped to go back someday. So keep in with the girls from Clare and dance them if you're able. They'll reel you in with every step and charm you at the table. For many a man was snared and many a man was grateful. So whatever else you do in life, keep in with the girls from Clare. But now I finally settled down, I've travelled this world over. In every corner of this earth there's something to discover. But when they ask me what I've learned from every kiss I've earned, I raise my glass and grin and say, keep in with the girls from Clare. So keep in with the girls from Clare and dance them if you're able. They'll reel you in with every step and charm you at the table. For many a man was snared and many a man was grateful. So whatever else you do in life, keep in with the girls from Clare. All right then. Snared and many's the man was grateful. So whatever else you do in life, keep in with the girls from Clare. So don't forget this simple truth, keep in with the girls from Clare.
You're listening to Sean G on Global Irish Radio.
That's the Celebration Reel. That's the Gothard Sisters. And only up today, we had music, brand new music from Michael English. Here's Finbar.
Hello, all you Global Irish Radio listeners out there, wherever you may be. It's myself, Finbar, here in beautiful northern Colorado, inviting you along to the Reigal Teigal Celtic Folk Show, streaming here live every Monday and Friday evening at 10 p.m. Irish time. We are guaranteed to hear some rare old recordings from the old country and beyond. And it's all here on globalirishradio.com, the home of the Reigal Teigal. Listen to the Reigal Teigal on Global Irish Radio.
That's right, friends. Another exciting edition of the Reigal Teigal coming your way this very night, 7 o'clock here on Global Irish Radio. Old rare recordings that is not to be missed. Welcome, Matt's always at the door, so come on in. That's globalirishradio.com, GIR.ie, Finbar's Reigal Teigal, streaming live here on Global Irish Radio later this Friday. Also later this Friday, Tom will be back with Tom's Irish Radio Show, Tom at GIR.ie if you have any requests or dedications. We also bring you the Crack Radio Show out of Philadelphia, 2 hours with Sean Timmins, and lots of new Irish music on there. That's between 5 and 7 Irish time tonight. This programme goes out again later on tonight at 9 o'clock, and you can listen to it anytime at thedailycrack.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And then don't forget, later on tonight at 11, we go all the way down under to Sydney, Australia for 3 hours of Irish radio programming from that part of the world. I have to say that Sydney very well, or not Sydney too, but all of Australia very well represented at the 2025 International Rose of Tralee. There were lots of different roses from Australia reflecting the modern world and the fact that so many Irish immigrants have gone to that part of the world, and very strong Irish communities in different parts of Australia. Melbourne, South Australia, Brisbane, Sydney. It's where it's at, and lots of Irish people continue to go there. It's the first choice destination. Now, Pope Leo spent the final summer of his summer holiday. I didn't know he gets summer holidays. He just started the gig. But anyway, he works very... Of course he gets the summer holiday. He deserves a break. But anyway, he spent the final Sunday of his summer holiday with several dozen homeless and poor people and church volunteers and the people who help the homeless people and stuff like that. And he celebrated a lovely special mass for about 110 people in the at the St. Mary's Sanctuary of the Albano, south of Rome. And he also invited them into the Vatican's lakeside estate for a lunch of lasagna and roast veal near the papal summer retreat in Castel Gandello, where he is on holidays. So he didn't just go on holidays by himself. Well, he did, but he met up with some friends there in the form of homeless people and church volunteers and stuff like that, the less well off. And they had a lovely time together. Try it sometime. And there you go. You'll be pleasantly surprised. That's exactly what the Pope did. He made friends where there were no friends. The Pope has friends everywhere, but he's getting great publicity, this new Pope, and he seems to be doing all the right things and saying all of the right things and reaching all of the optics seem to be. I listened to Alistair Campbell on the Rest is Politics UK, the political podcast, and he's the communications guru, and he's obsessed and talks a lot about the optics of communication. But this guy nails it, our new Pope, Pope Leo, and he's doing a lot of good things, and he's a good leader in terms of, I suppose, the optics of the job or the role that he fulfills. And he leads by example. That's the Pope. That's what he was at. And there was a lovely picture of him. He's everywhere, but in particular, I don't know if it was him or the pizza I was looking at, because the pizza looked exceptional. He was having a lunch somewhere with some other folks, and they put down in front of him this amazing Italian pizza. I couldn't get my eyes off of it, but there you go. That was a pretty fancy menu as well for the homeless folks, where they had roast veal and lasagna. Pasta for thought. But there you go, that's the Pope. And speaking of ecumenical matters, church matters, there was a lot of coverage in the papers this week about a church in Scandinavia, Sweden, I think it was, and they had to move the church. And so it was an act of man, not God. Engineers engineered the whole thing. But they had this church and they had to move it about 6 kilometres from its current destination because of iron ore mining that's threatening buildings in the particular area where the church was at. So they came together, and through modern technology and the marvel of engineering, all of the rest of it, they managed to move this massive structure. They had to widen the road because it's a 600-ton wooden church. So that to widen the road, and they put it up on wheels or however they did it. And they say it's getting a lot of pictures in all the papers today, and they moved it to it reached a top speed of 1 kilometre per hour as they moved this big church on this widened road. As you say, 600-ton wooden structure, and they managed to do it. And the headline above the piece, a very moving service. And another paper had the caption, "The Lord moves in mysterious ways." But the operation was successful. They managed to successfully move this 600-ton church to a new location, and getting it a safe place for its parishioners to practice the faith. So there you go. The Lord does move in mysterious ways. GlobalIrishRadio.com or GIR.ie, studio@GIR.ie if you ever feel the need to get in touch with us. RTE have unveiled their new season, the new winter-autumn schedule, or autumn-winter schedule, whichever you want to call it. All of the new shows, very much all the new ones, very same as the old ones in many respects, but anyway, that's how it is. There's a lot of talk and a lot of hype about the new show that is hitting our screens this fall season, and that's The Traitors, and it makes its Irish debut on RTE1 August 31st, and it'll be airing on Sundays, Mondays and Tuesdays, and it's hosted by Siobhan McSweeney, and it comes from Slane Castle, so a wonderful setting. And a group of 24 will embark on a roller coaster of suspicion as they try to root out the traitors among them and win a potential prize of €50,000. Other great things coming back. The Late Late Show obviously is returning for another season. Patrick Keelty will be fronting that for his third term in charge, and there'll be a lot of hype around Patrick Keelty's return to The Late Late Show this year because of the recent news that he had split from his wife, his partner, Kat Deely. But, a lot of people are feeling sorry for him, and he hasn't been seen too much in public and stuff like that. But, he has processed all of that a long time ago. They essentially stopped being married 2 years ago. If you read behind or read between the lines and the stories and stuff like that. She didn't even go to his mom's funeral, which his family in County Down were very, very upset about. And, so they've been living separate lives for quite some time. But Patrick Keelty will return as the host of the Late Late Show for another season, and it all kicks off September the 12th is when you'll see the return of the Late Late Show. What else is happening? The two Johnnies, the Late Night Lock-In returns for a third season as well. That seems to be doing pretty well. In January we'll see the return of Tommy Tiernan. He'll be back in the hot seat with a new line of guests. A new lineup of guests for his chat show that's now in its 10th season, and the Tommy Tiernan Show, very, very popular, simple concept, and it's Tommy Tiernan, and his guest walks out. He's no idea in advance who they are, and they just run with it. So it's very free flowing, very unrehearsed, very raw, very just honest, and very just down to earth, and just very spontaneous. So that's the format of the show. It wouldn't be for everybody. It wouldn't be for every network, but it's a kind of a courageous way to go. And it takes and sometimes he doesn't know who comes out in front of him. And so he has to wing it and stuff like that. But he's always interesting, always engaging, and spontaneous and comical and fun. And it's been a surprise hit, I think, at RTE. It's obviously doing well because it's back for a 10th season. Tommy Tiernan is quite unique, there's no doubt about that. Does a wonderful job fronting that show. Dermot Bannon's Celebrity Super Spaces steps into the unique homes of familiar faces, including Clodagh McKenna and Joanne McNally. So he's returning with that show. Brendan Courtney comes back with another series of The Keys to My Life. That's where the host travels back in time with the likes of whoever his guest is on any given week. Could be Jim Sheridan, Gloria Hannisford, Tony Holohan. They're all featured in the upcoming Keys to Your Life series on RTE. So Brendan Courtney fronting that one as well for another season. That's doing pretty well as well. It's an interesting one to watch, actually. It's a good way of looking at people's lives through the prism of the houses that they grew up in. What else have we got for you? There's the Ireland's Fittest Families back, and they got 3 brand new coaches, I believe, to join alongside David Fitzgerald, Anna Geary and Donncha O'Callaghan Donica O'Callaghan. And, Imelda May is fronting a new show this fall season as well. And it's a 6-part series. Imelda May, Auron na Gael. The singer, she'll be embarking on an emotional journey across Ireland's Gaeltacht regions. First Dates, which is a popular one. Margaret likes that one. That's where you get first dates in an Irish restaurant, and we follow them through the date. 3 different couples. There's usually an older couple. There could be a mixed couple. There could be a young couple. There could be anything goes, essentially. And it's always interesting to see the chemistry between the two of them. The best part of it is seeing them trying to get into the restaurant, because not one of them manages to get the door right. You know, on those doors, big doors where you push or you pull, some of them just get into a tug-of-war with it. That's the funniest part of the whole show, almost. But anyway, once they get inside, they hang out at the bar, and then they're taken to their table, and we join them on that first date. So it's a blind date where the nation is a part of it, and it's uniquely, it's very actually quite good, and it works for some reason. And we meet all kinds of different personalities, and then at the end they talk to them separately, one-on-one, and they ask, then they bring them together, and then they say, would you meet again? And does love blossom, or is that the end of the road? So that's the Ireland's First Dates, and that's returning for another season as well. So a lot of good shows. A lot of other ones, a lot of the usual suspects are back for another season as well. But it's the end of summer and the start of school season when you see all the publicity surrounding the new RTE schedule, and no, Glenroe is not on there. And since we're talking about television and movies, and well, not movies, but the like, Pierce Brosnan credits Guinness for his enviable hair. And Pierce Brosnan has got enviable hair. He's got a great head of hair on him, and he's been talking about it. He's 72 now. He looks great for his age, by the way. Great Irish actor, and he's got so many great credits. The actor 72 explained his dietary theory as to why Irish men have luscious locks when asked how his own hair looks so good. And he said his father Tom had great hair. So there you go. Roads of the family. Genes are important too, but he has another suspicion as to what might be behind his wonderful luscious hair. Speaking to the Page 6 at the premiere of the Thursday Murder Club, Pierce said, I don't know, it's all in the hair, he told. The former James Bond actor suggested that potatoes, butter and Guinness is responsible for the lack of baldness in Irish men of a certain vintage, and that's what he credits for his luscious locks, as we say. And doing well, he's aging good, and he says he's doing his best to age gracefully. And he is aging gracefully, and he's still working he's doing a lot of stuff. He's obviously in the Thursday Murder Club, and he recently was unveiled as Conrad Harrigan in Mobland, which is doing big things as well on Netflix, I think, but the accent's a bit questionable. The accent's all over the place, but there you go. But he hadn't planned on doing an Irish accent, as we talked about it a few times here in the programme. He was planning on doing a South London Irish accent or something of that nature, or South London accent, and Guy Ritchie said no, go full Irish, and so he had to kind of like pull it out of his you-know-what. But that's Mobland with Pierce Brosnan, and he's opening up and talking about his luscious locks and the fact that he credits Guinness, potatoes and butter for those lovely luscious locks. So there you go. Go off and make yourself a buttered spuds and a pint of Guinness, and pour some of it on your head if you're balding. It might do the trick. Friends, it's Global Irish Radio Live, the Daily Crack with Sean G here, and with each day around about this time. Let's take another piece of music, and then we will come back and we will take a look at some of the top trending stories as we come into the weekend here in Ireland. From the pen of Shane McGowan, it's the Broad Majestic Shan and Liam Clancy on vocals.
The last time I saw you, it was down at the Greeks. There was whiskey on Sunday and tears on our cheeks. You sang me a song, just as pure as the breeze on the road leading up Glenavee. I sat for a while at the cross off in where young lovers would meet when the flowers were in bloom, or the men coming home from the fair in Shinrone, their hearts in Tipperary, wherever they roam. Take my hand and dry your tears, Shane. Take my hand forget your fear, shame. There's no pain, there's no more sorrow. They're all gone, gone in the years, shame. I sat for a while by a gap in the wall, found a rusty tin can and an old hurling ball. Heard the cards being dealt and the rosary called and a fiddle playing Shandon out. And the next time I see you, we'll be down at the Greeks. There'll be whiskey on Sunday, tears on our cheeks. But it's stupid to laugh and it's useless to bawl about a rusty tin can and an old hurling ball. Take my hand and dry your tears, shame. Take my hand, forget your fears, shame. There's no pain, there's no more sorrow. They're all gone, gone in the years, shame. As day was dawning, when small birds sang and the leaves were falling, where we once walked, the rowboats landing by the broad, majestic Shannon. Where we once walked, the rowboats landing by the broad, majestic Shannon.
Good deeds are great things, and a single good deed can grow into a forest of kindness. At treedeeds.com, you can dedicate a tree in someone's honour and make a lasting impact on the planet. Each tree is deeded and comes with a personalised certificate, perfect for birthdays, holidays, memorials, or just because. Celebrate life, give back to nature, and leave a legacy that grows. Visit treedeeds.com today. That's treedeeds.com. Rooted in Ireland, gifted worldwide.
Radio is excited to partner with 950 WROL AM, the Spirit of Boston, to bring you portions of the Irish Hit Parade, providing the soundtrack to your weekend. Join Paul Sullivan on Saturdays 3 to 7 p.m. Irish time and famous Seamus Mulligan on Sundays 7 to 10 p.m. for a feast of Irish music. Streaming live from Boston right here on globalirishradio.com.
Yes, it's the soundtrack to your Irish weekend, friends. And we have it, portions of it at least, here on Global Irish Radio. Best thing about the weekends, Irish music from Boston. So looking forward to that on Saturday and Sunday, courtesy of our good friends out there. Irish 950 WROL AM, the Spirit of Boston. Now from Boston to Chicago, if you're anywhere around Chicago this weekend, it's a big weekend there because Gaelic Park's Irish Fest takes place all weekend long. So make sure to stop by and check out some of the great musical acts. It's a weekend steeped in, good drink, good food, but Irish heritage, culture and music. So well worth checking out. There's dancers, there's pipers, all of that stuff, and wonderful people. People that you mightn't have met all year long, you'll bump into them at the Gaelic Park Irish Fest. And the tea room. Don't forget the tea room. Once had tea in the tea room sitting next to Matt Cunningham of the Matt Cunningham Cayley Band. We struck up a conversation. We asked him to pass the milk, and he kindly did. But anyway, the point is, you'd never know who you'd meet in the tea room at Gaelic Park. So we wish them all the best, obviously, out there. And if you're in the Chicagoland area, this weekend, Gaelic Park Irish Fest happening all weekend long. And Big Tom, will be broadcasting live from the festival tomorrow between 1 to 3 with the Good Morning Ireland radio show. And there'll be lots of exciting guests from the festival. The stars of the show will be hanging out with Tom, and you can too. So check out globalirishradio.com or gir.ie to stream the programme, or stop by in person and visit Tom and all of the folks at Gaelic Park. Truly a wonderful weekend of Irish heritage, music and culture. Rightio, then back closer to home and what's going on in this wee country of ours. As we were telling you at the top today, big day for a lot of youngsters, the nation's youngsters of Leaving Cert age getting their results today. 65,000 of them in total opened the envelopes, and some were smiling, some were crying, and some were just jumping all over the place, and some probably haven't opened them yet, but there you go. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Leaving Cert results have fallen this year as grade deflation takes hold after 5 years of artificially high outcomes. This is all expected, nothing unexpected here. The class of 2025 have been awarded fewer top grades, with the proportion of H1s down by 2.6% compared to last year, and O1s down by 2.1 percentage points. Now that's a lot of mumbo jumbo jargon to people who don't understand the Irish Leaving Cert, but essentially there was grade inflation arising from the COVID period and stuff like that, so it's just an adjustment, and the results are pretty much an expectation, are in line with expectation. So, but there you go. Scores, excuse me, that raspy voice from COVID is kicking in. Scores achieved by students in the exams have been artificially boosted in a post-marking adjustment for the last 4 years. But anyway, in the first step in a promised gradual return to pre-pandemic levels, 2025 outcomes have also been hiked out, but to a lesser extent. Anyway, the bottom line is the results are out today, and a lot of students finding out what they'll be doing for the rest of their lives and stuff like that. What else is happening besides the Leaving Cert results? There'll be a lot of coverage on this over the course of the afternoon and into the weekend. The Leaving Cert results and the individual stories of youngsters will be featured on our telly and on the news tonight and stuff like that, so we're looking forward to that. Garda Commissioner, outgoing Garda Commissioner now, he'll be his appointment has been, or his replacement has been appointed, but he's still the Garda Commissioner, and he has said that the recent attacks on members of the Indian community are being driven by racism, criminality and the targeting of vulnerable people. Drew Harris said the investigations are progressing and being supervised at the highest levels in An Garda Síochána, but he was concerned at the apparent involvement of juveniles. He was speaking at the graduation of over 150 new Garda at the Garda College in Templemore. The last graduation he will preside over before his retirement at the end of next week. So 1 more week to go, says Commissioner Harris, and he's talking about the recent attacks there on the Indian community here in Ireland, and a sad reflection of our society, I suppose, in many ways. No question about it, and so much so that the Indian community, they had to shelve or they had to postpone their annual India Day, which takes place here in Ireland, because of the fear of threats against members of their community. And hard-working community, and they contribute in many ways, I suppose, to Irish society. We talk about it regularly, the fact that, well, lots of our priests now are coming from India to administer to the needs of the faithful, because there are no more Irish priests, are, well, few and far between, especially seminarians. So the Indians are coming in to look after our pastoral needs and stuff, pastoral needs. So that's, and of course lots of them are doctors and nurses and all of that stuff. So there you go. But many of them, and youngsters, young kids, being subjected to vile attacks, has to be said. And Garda Commissioner Drew Harris weighing in on that as he delivered his remarks at his last graduation ceremony there at Templemore today. A total of 8,400 motorists dodged penalty points last year because their licence could not be matched with official databases. The Department of Transport said that there had been 183,856 penalty point offences recorded in 2024, the majority for speeding are holding a mobile phone. And what else? That's pretty much those, friends, are the top trending series news stories of the day as we get ever closer to the weekend. Most people in weekend mode already. You've been listening to the Daily Crack here with me, Sean G, on Global Irish Radio, with you most days between 3 to 4, bringing you up to speed at all that you need to know, keeping you connected with Mother Ireland. And there'll be lots of talk over the weekend about the presidential race, which is getting ever closer. It is heating up now. And the latest talk out of the Fianna Fáil camp is still a lot of Fianna Fáil members want Micheál Martin, much against, he's opposed to being the candidate for his party. He's the Taoiseach and he wants to stay Taoiseach, right, and lead the party into the next election. But some members of his own party putting pressure on him to be the candidate. And then the other name that is emerging and continues to emerge is that of Bertie Ahern, the former leader of Fianna Fáil. There comes a lot of baggage from the crash era and stuff like that, and appearances at tribunals and different things like that. But those are the two names that are still emerging as potential Fianna Fáil candidates. It's time that Micheál Martin just named his candidate and got rid of all that, just put the speculation to bed, and would take the pressure off himself to name himself as a candidate. Well, that's the latest on the presidential election. It'll take place, we're told, sometime towards the end of October. And then Michael D will be out the door the first week of November. And yeah, so a lot of ground to be covered. We still only have one official candidate in the race, Catherine Connolly, the left-leaning candidate, the anointed one of the left. A lot of the smaller socialist or left-wing parties coalescing around her candidacy. And Fine Gael back to the drawing board, and they have it narrowed down again to two candidates, Sean Kelly and Heather Humphreys. Heather Humphreys looking to be the one that will be the anointed one from her party. No other updates or anything. It's just dead air, incommunicado from Mary Lou McDonald and Sinn Féin as to who their representative or their candidate will be. And nothing more to go on. Gareth Sheridan continues to seek the support of 4 local authorities. He has 2 for sure. And a lot of people, a lot of talk and a lot of coverage on his candidacy, what takes him into the race in the first place at all. Returning from the United States, a successful entrepreneur in the world of pharma. Made himself a lot of money in that field. Why does he want to be Irish president? Lots of those questions being asked. Now, that's a lot, friends, today. Thank you so much for your company since 3. Before we go, we do have a quote of the day today, and it's a love quote coming into the weekend, and it comes from Thomas Fuller. And Thomas Fuller says, quite simply, choose a wife rather by your ear than by your eye. Thomas Fuller, wise words indeed. You have to listen to them for the rest of your life. So choose a wife rather by your ear than your eye. You'll thank yourself later on. That's a lot, friends. Thank you so much for your company since 3 this afternoon. We're back on Monday. Thanks to Margaret having me out in the background. Have a great weekend. Here's Patrick Feeney. There's a moon over Ireland.
There's a moon over Ireland, comes in from the sea, across the mountains and valleys, where the rivers run free. From the days of my childhood, oh, I've always known there's a moon over Ireland that shines on my home. Go down one road from Cork to Killarney and follow it all to Tralee, and you won't be tongue-tied when you kiss the Blarney. There's no fairer place you can a moon over Ireland, comes in from the sea, across the mountains and valleys, where the rivers run free. From the days of my childhood, oh, I've always known there's a moon over Ireland that shines on my home. I miss the Shannon, the hills of Roscommon, the green fields wherever in my memory. And I want to tell all my friends and my family in Sligo that I'm coming home. There's a moon